Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all you wonderful people out there. Thank you so much for coming in to today's map session with Coach Dre Blast and some of my other fellow coaches in the circle. Hold on one quick second for me. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I hope everybody is doing outstanding today. I like it when people are on time, man. We had quite a few people register for this, and I'm seeing that there's quite a few people that are actually in here. So I'm excited to have you. We're going to have some fun today, y'all. We're going to have some fun. We're going to learn some things that are going to be incredible to you in your life, things that you're going to be able to apply right now. And I've got an incredible group of coaches in here to really take this thing to the next level. I know some of you, this is the first time that you are visiting with me, and some of you have been to some of my other classes, so I'm excited to have you here again today. But we're going to get into some new information that leads right into MAP, the MasterMind Accelerator Program. I designed this program for people to unlock their mind in 90 days to make a significant change towards the goals and aspirations that they have, whether it's personal or professional. I know a lot of speakers out there, they always are focusing on the money, but what I've learned from the great men that came before me is that the mindset is what makes the difference. It's not the amount of money. Success isn't defined by the zeros in your account. It's defined by how many zeros you make for others, if you understand what I'm saying, right? So make sure that you plug in, that you pay attention. I know some of you are at work, but get your notepads out. Whatever it is, you take notes, because you're going to need to take some copious notes on the incredible information that we're going to get into today. So I'm going to bring up my screen and hop right into it. I do not like to belabor time, but while I'm doing that, put in the chat where you're calling in from, what city, what state, what country you're calling in from, because I know I do have a couple of people from overseas hopping on this call. So put that in the chat, let everybody know. I see Rabat from Morocco. Okay, Morocco in the house, Tampa, Florida in the house, Chicago in the house, Albuquerque, Houston, Dallas, Allentown, Pennsylvania, Kansas City, New York City. I'm telling you, we've got some influencers on this call. Brooklyn, Central Florida. I'm telling you, we've got some heavy hitters and some people that can really make some significant change. And you guys have definitely chimed in to be a part of this. So in 1 second, I'm going to share this screen real quick. Florida, the DMV. Woo! And if you would, make sure everybody put your phones on mute. We don't want to hear anybody's background noise. I appreciate that. All right. So get the screen share on. Excellent. Everybody can see my screen without a problem. Just put a hands up. Outstanding. So let's get this on and popping. So the reason that you're here is that you got an invitation from me, or you've been a part of one of my master classes before, and you've been invited to this MasterMind session. Now, this is a step above the MasterMind free class, because that's more content to wet your whistle, to give you an opportunity to understand what it is that I do and what we do as coaches in the industry. Well, this one is going to be the tangible steps that are necessary for your success. All right. So stop wasting time, relationships, and opportunities. 3 keys to accelerate your mindset in 90 days. Welcome to the MAP, Mindset Accelerator Program. This is going to give you a roadmap, a tour, if you will, of unlocking your voice, your power, and your mind to achieve whatever goal you want to, whether it's personal or professional. Oftentimes they try to say that, the work-life balance. Well, life is always work. So there really isn't any balance. What you've got to bring is a mindset of understanding and going forward. All right, cool. Everybody with me so far? Excellent. So who is this for? It's for you. How many of you want to take your life to the next level, but have no idea where to start? How many of you want to have an amazing relationship with yourself, your family, and your money? How many of you want to achieve a specific goal in the next 90 days, but not sure how? And how many of you also want to unlock your purpose? See, many of us are doing things that we are good at, but not necessarily what our purpose is. It was something I was talking to my good friend the other night, and we were talking about midlife crisis, right? And in the midlife crisis, I noticed most of the people that say they're having a midlife crisis are the people that's been doing the same job for 20 plus years. They had no fulfillment. They haven't been walking in their purpose. Now, some people are walking in their purpose, but those are the people that's been on their jobs 20 years. It's not talking about a midlife crisis. They're talking about what kind of investments they're going to do when they retire. It was a story of a young man that I heard about, a few days ago. Some of y'all on this phone probably know, young man that was a police officer for a long time, almost 20 years, and was able to retire himself and his wife. And people were like, wow, you did all that investment and wealth building you did while being a police officer? Why'd you stay a police officer? He knew what his purpose was. All right, we're gonna keep going. So thank you. I'm gonna do everything in my power today to make this worth your time. And my goal in this webinar is to help you learn a framework that you can implement for yourself. As you know, Extreme Execution is always in here, certified by Dr. Eric Thomas, ET, the hip hop preacher. So I stand on that. I stand on that certification because he's the #1 motivational speaker in the world. And he certified me and the other coaches that are on this call to bring you some incredible information about success. All right. So who am I? For y'all that don't know me, I am very boisterous and outgoing. I am a competing chef. I'm competing in the World Food Championships this year, November 5th through the 9th here in Dallas, Texas. If you don't know anything about the World Food Championship, it's been in existence coming up on 10 years, and it showcases about 1,500 chefs from all over the world. Yes, from Ghana to Australia to South America, of some of the best chefs in the world that we all compete for an incredible prize, right? So I will be doing that in Dallas, November 5th through the 9th. I'm also a certified coach, speaker, entrepreneur. I'm owner and founder of Heavenly Catering International. We are a coaching, consulting, and catering company. I'm also founder of Big Game Consulting, which is the mindset coach approach that we have with this. So you're going to meet some of the other coaches that are a part of that team. And I've helped over 400 people accelerate their mindset in just the past 6 years, right? So let me tell you about my other coaches that's on here. We got Coach Kelly Riley coming out of Florida. She is a speaker, author, entrepreneur, and certified mindset coach through the same program that I went through. Bachelor of Science at the University of South Florida. So you got to think about it. She's got a bachelor's in science. So you know she's going to know about the mind, right? You know she's going to know about the mind, right? She's also co-founder of BHFH LLC, because of him, for him. She is all about her Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and our Father, the great architect. She's incredible. She's the author of a book called Be Fruitful. Do I need to go into any further detail? Think about that. Be fruitful and multiply. Isn't it a principle that we learn from the basic instructions before leaving Earth? Bible for you people that are acronym readers, right? And she's helped hundreds accelerate their mindset and achieve fulfillment. She is the voice. Now we got the power. His name already speaks it. King. He's a man of life, certified coach, speaker, entrepreneur, poet, and musician. He's the founder and CEO, which he is getting trademarked. So if anybody takes this is recorded, okay? I am power. Persistently overcoming with effective resilience. Talk about the words in the description alone is just power. Let's give it to him, okay? Helping 200 or more people, in mindset by empowering confidence, education, and transparency. And when I talk about this man having transparency, he does. He definitely embodies a man that is not afraid to express his past, his emotions for your benefit. He doesn't do it for him. He do it for others to be successful. So what do my clients say about me, right? Everybody always wants to know. I always get this out in the beginning so people understand that, it's not just, I'm not one of those fly-by-nights. I'm just going to put up some some links for you to click on and some videos. These are real life people, recent too. So just after a few sessions with Coach Andre, I felt that I was able to see things from a different perspective. It definitely helped me grow my business to 6 figures and went from having 0 to 15 employees. If you ever have a chance to meet and work with Coach Andre, don't even think twice, because investment is totally worth it. I'm sure Coach Andre and we working together for years to come. That's Ryan Nadia. Now, Ryan is out of the Philippines, and it was impressive for me to help him take that business to the next level, because he's 4,000 miles away. Just Zoom calls, no in person, just some simple little steps to increase the successfulness. Here's another young lady out of Alabama, Tamara W. She's founder of PIC, People Inspiring Change Through Kindness. I've always considered discipline and consistency to be the most challenging when it comes to my success. Coach Andre's content and coaching have helped me to ultimately understand those same areas and where I hold the most power. Instead of seeing them as obstacles, I'm using them as tools to build the life I've always wanted. See, it's about change when you're a coach. It's about changing others. It's about influencing others. And see, you have the voice, the power, and the mindset to fulfill that. You just have to walk in it, all right? Another client, Roselle, New Jersey. This is Rosie McCamery. She is a founder of Soar Hospitality and Travel. She said, I've had to say that I've appreciated Coach Andre's mentoring as it pertains to Soar, from showing me how to scale our organization in a way that will place us in a position to excel even that much further, to encourage me to become more confident in my own abilities to go hard, reach deep, and leave no stone opportunity unturned. And these people you can look up, you can Google, you can find them. I'm one of those people that I'm just not putting up, reviews and client testimonials, just because. These are people that you can actually find these organizations, research them, and reach out to them. All right, I'm excited. Now that we got that out of the way, let's roll to what you're going to learn in MAP today. What you will discover with MAP, again, Mindset Accelerator Program. This is the intro to mindset, the M. How to have healthy relationships with yourself that are sustainable, how to have an amazing relationship with your family and all the people around you, and how to have a profitable relationship with your money. Sometimes people are too emotionally attached to their money and they don't understand the relationship to it. We're going to get into that a little bit today. And again, as I said, we have your coaches that are coming up. Your first coach is going to be on deck is Kelly Riley. She's going to be talking about your voice as it pertains to your mind. Then King, with power as it pertains to your mind. And then I'm going to sum it up with your mind. All right. So I'm going to stop my screen share here real quick. Coach Kelly, are you there, ma'am?
Yes, sir. I am here and I'm fired up after that presentation.
Outstanding. Let's go. Let's get it. All right, Coach, you should have rights. You can share your screen if you need to. If not, go right ahead.
Okay, awesome. So I wasn't going to share, but I think I am going to share my screen if it allows me to. Let's see here.
It should.
While I'm pulling this up. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Let me just see if I can show from current slide. Okay, so let me make it this big. Good morning, everybody. Let me just say, I am super excited to be here. Thank you so much, Coach Dre, for allowing me to come on. Listen, I rearranged my schedule. He knows that, just so I could be here and to support. So I just really appreciate you, and then everyone in their respective places, all the coaches that are on, much respect. So I'm not, can you guys see the full screen, or is it minimized?
Nope, we can see the whole thing. We can see all your background stuff.
Okay, let me stop sharing here. So I'll just speak then, if that's okay, Coach Dre.
Not a problem. You go right ahead. I mean, you could have left the screen up too, by the way, but go right ahead. Your floor, ma'am, your floor.
That's okay. So listen, good morning, everybody. My name is Kelly Riley. I am in sunny Tampa, Florida. Go Bucks. So again, thank you, Coach Dre, for allowing me to be on. So he really talked about my accolades, so I don't really have to go into that. I'll just tell you about me and my story. At my core, I am an underdog, right? The underdog. I've went through some difficult things in my life. I consider myself to be a survivor. I consider myself to be a warrior. When you talk about low self-esteem, when you talk about confidence issues, like that was me. I dealt with depression for years. I tell my story a lot, being sexually abused at a young age. Um, just the abuse, being bullied even until I believe my 20s. So I went through a lot, but by the grace of God and through coaching myself and reaching out to counsel, reaching out to therapists, I was able to now become an author, an entrepreneur, and also a mindset coach. How about that? God is good. So again, I don't shy away from my story. I love to talk about my story. When if I could describe my coaching style, I would say that if you've taken the disc, I am very much so the stabilizer. I am a supporter. I have a very intentional approach when it comes to my pace, when it comes to coaching a client. But my secondary is also the D, right? So I do have that dominant piece where I'm able to get my clients results within, it's funny that you put 90 days, Coach Dre, within 90 days, sometimes within 60 days, we're able to meet those goals immediately. And we're able to set such a strong foundation that after 60 days or 90 days, they don't even need me anymore. And that's how I like to coach. I like to be effective and I like to be precise when it comes to working with my clients. Coach Dre talked about my science background. I am a science brain. I do love those scientific proven concepts that work. I'm a very practical person. Now I'm a believer, right? I believe in God. I believe in principles, but I also believe in the application, right? Applying practical things to principles that have been proven over the test of time. So as a coach and as a speaker, I've been coaching and speaking for about 6 years now, 6 years. And it's something that for a while I did for free because I just loved it. Every time I step on a stage or every time I interact with a client, I know for sure that I'm walking in my purpose and I am living my purpose. So when I talk about my niche, right, my style, I usually attract those who been through the same thing as me. So again, anyone with low self-esteem, the second guessing, confidence issues. I said it before that I've gone through depression and I understand how it can be so paralyzing and it'll make you feel stuck. But as a coach, we're able to coach you through that so where you're not stuck, we're able to get you results again within that time frame. And like Coach Dre says, I love to talk about the voice, right? I love to talk about sound because there's so much power in our sound. There's so much power in your sound, right? And when you've dealt with things like trauma, right? Childhood trauma, and when you've dealt with things like bullying, I've been really transparent. Recently went through a miscarriage with my husband. So when you go through these hard things in your life, it will try to silence you. It would try to block your voice. But let me tell you how powerful your voice is. If you don't have a sound, you don't have a purpose. The day you stop talking is the day you stop walking in your purpose. So I believe that your sound is super duper important. The last time I checked, Coach Dre, public speaking is still the number one fear across the world. So the ability to use your voice, the ability to tap into your sound, it is a powerful tool. When I think about the most powerful people in the world, right? When we think about people like E.T., when we think about people like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., we think about people like Gandhi, when we think about people like Mother Teresa, right? They changed the world, not with millions of dollars, not with Facebook. Come on, I know y'all over there hearing me. Let me see something in the chat. They changed the world. They didn't have Instagram. They didn't have smartphones, right? They didn't have the technology we had, but they changed the world with their voice. So we could tap into your voice. That's the first step to change. That's the first step to transformation. So I'm a huge believer in power in your sound. A lot of us have been through different things, different traumatic things. And what it does is it may not take away your voice, but it can alter your sound or it can distort your sound. So we have a lot of people who have a voice in the world, but what happens is their sound has not been fine-tuned to be effective. So that's what I'm all about, Coach Dre. C. Morgan, I see you in the chat. Yes. So it's the first step to change. So I'm going to be all about that. I'm going to be all about unlocking that inner potential. And listen, I'll leave it. I'll leave it at that. Coach Dre, was there anything specifically that you wanted me to go over? Well, you know what? Let me try to share my screen one more time here, because I did have one slide that I wanted to share with the.
Go ahead, put it up. And while you're bringing up that slide, I hope you guys are listening to what she said about your voice. See, that is the first step in changing your mind. I know many of you on this call have something to say, but are afraid to say it. Like she said, number one fear is public speaking. It doesn't have to be to a public. It could be to the coworker sitting next to you, the neighbor across the street, the person at the grocery store. So you never know when something as simple as your voice, they always talk about saying hi or saying hello or speaking to people or a smile. See, those things are your voice. You never know what that is going to spark for someone else, their greatness. Go ahead, Coach Kelly.
Absolutely. No, you're good. Absolutely. And again, just speaking from a lot of people, Coach Dre don't believe this when I say it, but at my core, I am an introvert. I just come alive when I talk about, your voice. I come alive when I talk about my purpose, because I understand how it feels to be the underdog, right? I understand how it feels to be somebody who's the least than, the less than, right? Growing up, I was the youngest of four, the smallest, the youngest. When we talk about skin color, I was the darkest, and I always felt like I was less than. But when I was able to really tap into my voice and tap into my purpose, I realized that it was actually to my advantage. To be overlooked actually put me right where I needed to be. And now I'm able to help clients all over the world. Now I'm able to help, if I may say, I'm able to help even people in the government. God was able to open up a door where I'm able to counsel people who are in and out of the White House. So this is something that I don't take lightly. This is a privilege to serve, because I am that servant leader. And the last thing I just wanted to leave with was my motivation and my why. This is a picture of my husband, my best friend, my co-founder in all things business, and my little son, Micah, who is my family all day will be my why. They're the reason those days where I don't want to get up, I get up for them, because I know that they're watching me. I'm a mom, I'm a business leader, but I'm also a wife. And as a spiritual leader in my church and in my home, I know I set the tone. So if mama not right, nobody right? If the business leader isn't right, the wife isn't right, nothing's right. So that's why I believe in knowing your voice, knowing your influence. And listen, Coach Dre, I'll stop it there, because I can go on and on. I know there will be time for us to speak again at the end. So I'll end it there, but I'm honored to be on here today, sir.
Man, and it is a pleasure to have you as always. So this is just one of the powerful people in Coach's Circle. And I see C. Morgan in the chat over there. Oh, you're talking about a woman that got me right with my mindset on my slide presentation. Oh man, she made me up my slideshow presentation and tailor it to me. Man, that's a powerful woman too. You get an opportunity to plug into her as well. Just give it some time. Hold on. Excellent, excellent. Well, Coach Kelly, outstanding. Thank you once again for coming on, sharing a little bit about your voice and a little bit about your story and your background. I mean, I think those things are very powerful. For people to know, understand, and realize what's happening. So your voice, beginning steps of the mindset, the map. All right. Everybody remember Dora the Explorer? I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map. Well, people with kids will remember, it always gave a destination. Even though Dora had obstacles to overcome and hurdles, she even had somebody who was trying to steal her joy and steal her thunder. She always followed that map and got to the end. That's what we're going to do here. So next up, we got my boy, the man of power, Coach King. Now, this young man is a titan. And I'm going to leave it at that. Coach King, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, brother. Man, wonderful, wonderful intro. Wonderful intro. I appreciate everything you saying. And everything you said, man, you know me. Me and you rock the same way. We both rock with God. To God be the glory. That's where I got all of it from, bro. I promise you. Now, for those of y'all who've never seen me, never met me, I'm going to tell you who I am. I am King Hurst, the man of I am power, persistently overcoming with effective resilience. I hope y'all can see me. I don't know if they can see me or not. Andre.
Hold on 1 second. Let me stop sharing my screen. Boom.
They got me?
Yes, sir. You just turned your camera off. Turn your camera back on.
Hold on. I don't know what's going on. You know what, bro? This has been happening to me even on my podcast. When I was live, it happened. But you know me, I like to keep rocking. It don't let nothing disturb me, bro. Where we at? You can see me now?
Yes, sir, we can, and we can hear you too. Let's go.
Let's get it. Let's get it then. As I was saying, start over. I am King Harrison, the man of I am power, persistently overcoming with effective resilience. What you gonna get from me, as Andre said in the beginning, I'm very authentic. And with that, I empower women through educating men. I help people realize that you are a purpose. God destined you for a purpose, for greatness. God destined you to be great. God destined you to be powerful. And so what I want to do, I want to take my 15 minutes. Let me start my timer, because you know me, Andre. I don't stop. So let me start my little timer right quick. Hold on. Let me start it. Let me start my timer, because I want to respect the 15-minute clause.
If you need a little bit more time, it's okay. I got you.
All right. So, bro, with my light issues and all that stuff, hey, don't worry about it. Y'all can see me. Don't worry. I want to take this time out to share with y'all the mind, the power of the mind. And what I got for you, I'm going to show you a little lesson that's coming out of my workbook that I got coming out real soon called I Am Power. So let's go here. This is what I want you to think about. I want you to step when it comes to thinking about your mind. Basically, I want you to silence the enemy's purpose. And you may say, King, how you going to do that? Very simple. This thing you got, y'all have, this phone y'all have, you can use this. We always own it. We always got it in our hands. This is what I want you to do. I want you to take your phone, go to the record button, and record everything positive about yourself. Record everything that you want to see yourself doing. Record where you should be. And like I said, I rock with God. So record everything God said you're supposed to be. Like, for example,
Ooh, it was getting good. Look like we lost coverage. Is King's screen
I will
froze for you guys too? There we go. Come on back, my brother.
You hear me?
Hey, yes, I can hear you. I think what you're talking about is they trying to stop you from spreading that word. Go ahead, get it out there.
Look. I ain't gonna stop. Listen, listen. Then when you record yourself in your phone, in case you missed that part, record yourself in the phone. I start over because I love starting over, because I love talking about the word. When you record in your phone, I'm gonna give it to you for free one more time. Record, I am the head and not the tail. I am above and not beneath. I am a lender and not a borrower. But then also start recording this thing right here. You was purposed to fulfill everything God sent you to the earth to do. And you record that in your phone. You start speaking it over your life. And so this is what you do is, in the morning when you wake up, play back what you said, so that your subconscious mind can start bringing it to your forefront mind, and you'll start walking those things out. You'll start drawing those things to you when you play it what you said. Because see, now your subconscious mind understands your voice. It understands your voice, because your voice is the voice that will tell you either it's going to help you succeed or it's going to help you fail. your voice, not the voice of what people say, because people can say all day what they want to, and they are. I tell people all the time, if somebody giving you advice and you look at their life and it ain't where you want your life to be, what you listening to them for? Don't listen to them. Move past that. But record your voice telling you how great you are, telling you what God has destined you to be. That's what you do. So I went a little farther than I wanted to go, but man, look, I like the flow. Before you can begin to think about goals, you have to first silence the enemy's purpose. His whole purpose is to make you less than who you really are. That's his whole purpose. It's to make you be deceived like he did Eve in the garden, that how great you really are. Because he said to Eve, God gonna be mad because you're gonna be like him. When God already made them in his likeness and in his image. God already made them in his power. So that's the enemy's plot to twist things up. So then if we go on to clear your mind of all negative thoughts, like I said, record it. Record yourself speaking. See, what they used to tell me was this right here. They used to tell me, you know what, King, go listen to some affirmations and stuff like that in the morning and stuff. I tried that. But guess what? It didn't work for me. I'm going to tell you why. It didn't sound like me. And it was too kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Melancholy for me. Man, I'm power. I can't listen to melancholy. I need some power behind the music. Got to be powerful. And I need a powerful voice to speak to me. So who better voice than myself? And so that's what I started doing. And when I did that, I could tell the shift in my mind. Like you see the lion above me, the lion, it's in my mind. It's powerful. But that lion is covered by the blood of Jesus, because without control, that lion would go left. Because see, my mind is so powerful that I have to have control. And again, I rock with God this way. We got to have communication. And so how I really, really, really get my mind to get in power, I wake up in presence, in worship, and I praise and I pray and I communicate with God. And I make sure my vertical tight. Because then once I make sure my vertical tight, my mind is tight. Then everything I do, everything I put my mind to do, I succeed. Because that's the power I walk in, God. Like I said, I rock different. I rock with God. Hey, Andre said he gave y'all some disclaimers in the beginning. I rock with God. And I'm going to tell you, to be honest, truthfully, if you truly want to walk in the power of your mind, yield it to the power of God, and you truly can walk in it. Last thing, and I'm going to end it. Then we can go on. We can ask questions later, because I feel my help coming on, as they say, back in the day. I want you to understand this right here. Your past mistakes, the things that you've done that you felt like you cannot get over, do not let that stop you in your mind from going forward. See, that's why I want you to record yourself speaking positively to yourself, so you can start erasing all the negative things from your past, whether it be your childhood, whether it be mistakes you made as an adult. You start recording yourself saying how great you are, then you're going to start eliminating the things that happened in your past. And see, first and foremost, forgive yourself of the things that happened in your past. Andre say I'm transparent. Let me show you how transparent I am. I had to forgive myself of how I used to be when it came to women, how I used to be when it came to me not expressing my emotional voice, my vulnerability. Because see, what I did was I took my emotional vulnerability and I used women to release it to them. And so God had to check me and say, why you keep treating my daughters this way? And so I had to shift my mind to start empowering women through educating men. And so what happens is, the way I used to be, Dre, I gotta go there, I'm sorry. When I used to just use women for a nut basket, instead of using women for building them up, I was destroying women. And at the end of the day, when you think about a woman's mind, as much as they got against them, you got an idiot they call the Godfather just publicly humiliating them. And you know what? I used to contribute to that. And God had to shift my mind to tell me to empower women through educating men. Because women, God made them helpmate. Just because God pulled the woman from the side don't mean they're supposed to be side pieces. They was intended to be helpmates, which, in other words, they are stronger and as strong as any man. That's how God intended it. So you had to shift. I had to shift my mind to start empowering women through educating men. And so I had to have a shift. And I'm telling you, how you shift from your past, I just showed you. You have to let God come inside that mind. You have to yield. You have to give it up. What you thought was right, you have to yield it over and let God start purging you. That's how I was able to shift. And I'm gonna end it with that, Dre, because I know I keep going, Dre. You go ahead and carry on with your regular scheduled program.
See, I always know you bring the power. That's why if y'all remember the slide that I had that I just brought up, it was a power symbol, turning it on and off. See, when King get to going, he get to going. And what's great about what King said is that his power was in his vulnerability, be able to unlock it in the mind. For my men that are on the phone, a lot of times we don't dip into our emotions and into our relationship and into our personal side, if you will, whether it be, with our spouse or, fellow, your friends and things of that nature. And what King is talking about is accessing that area of your mind to be more vulnerable. It's okay, man. We can talk about these things. I know for myself growing up, I was taught that, we didn't cry. We didn't express our feelings. We didn't really show the emotion that was necessary for success. Show the emotion that's necessary for success. And because of that, it stifled growth. It made it difficult to really open up and have truly strong relationships. But as time went on, it got better because I realized that what I was taught by those great men of my past, my aunt, my uncles, my father, is that, it's okay to cry. It's okay to show emotion. It's okay to be a bit vulnerable. That's how you get your victory. Boy, that was fire, King. King, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you taking that time today, my brother, and being transparent. See, that's what coaching is about, a transformation of who you are. It's not just about, telling you what to do. It's about showing you the change that's necessary. So we're going to get into this third part right here. We're going to unlock your mind now. We are going to unlock your mind now. Hold on one second. We're going to get this screen share on. If everybody's enjoying everything, man, just give me, just raise your hand if you're listening, if you understand what we're talking about, if you received any greatness that's going on, just put a hand or put something in the chat. I know some of you working, and I know some of you are in transit. So now we're going to get into the next thing. We're going to get into your mind with me. I am a mindset coach. I understand that to achieve, I have to unlock the other 90% of my mind, okay? Science has shown that most of us at our peak only use 10%. And the ones that use more than 10% are the ones that are extremely intelligent and have those crazy ideas like making a spaceship to go to space, right? And we have that same potential. It's just that we don't want to tap into it and unlock it. So if we open up ourselves to the possibility that questions might be just as important as answers, and maybe more important, then we can also embrace the concept of declaring ourselves as beginners in unlocking our mind. Now, if you've been to my other free master classes or seen anything on my LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram pages, there's 4 principles that I live my life by in order to achieve the successes necessary. 1 is discipline, 2 is consistency, 3 is applied knowledge, and 4 is skill or will, right? And I'm gonna briefly go over all 4 of those, but then we're gonna hop into the actual application steps that are needed to take that to the next level. So being disciplined in your daily routines, that's the first principle. It's as simple as you get up in the morning and you brush your teeth. You get up in the morning, some bathe, some don't. You wash your face, you use the bathroom, you get dressed. You have certain disciplines that you do unknowingly, like breathing, right? You don't have to think about breathing. It's a natural body function, but you have to be disciplined enough to know when you got to meditate and take deep breaths to put real oxygen inside your body and your mind to really have a significant change, right? So to test out this theory, some of y'all, like I said, have been in the class. And for all my first timers, here's your first discipline activity. We're going to set a goal. Get a sheet of paper, your Google Docs, your notebook, anything like that. Whatever you do to take it down. And I want you to write down one important goal you want to accomplish in 90 days. If you're a higher performer and achiever, you probably already have these goals written down. Find the most important one. I want you to write that goal in your calendar 30 minutes after you wake up. So if you wake up at 6 a.m., it should be in your calendar at 6:30. If you wake up at 4 a.m., it should be in your calendar at 4:30. It should be one of those things you see when you wake up. Now, some of you will do this activity and some of you won't. Whether you do or you don't, it will define your true level of discipline. And you're going to look at that goal a minimum 3 times a day for the next 30 days. And every time you've done something different towards that goal, I want you to write it down next to the goal. This is tapping into the subconscious and thinking that routine. Much like King said when he said, pull out your phone, record yourself and listen. See, we're going to tap into the subconscious. So you're going to make your discipline for your goals to be as regular as brushing your teeth or breathing. Okay? Make sure you do that. Do it now. Don't wait or take the notes down and do it later. I know some of you at work, you got other things that's going on. So the second discipline is consistency. Another definition of consistency is the way in which a substance, typically a liquid, holds together its thickness or viscosity, right? What is viscosity? You know, I'm a chef, so I like those kind of technical science type terms. What holds you together? They say doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, is insanity. The key phrase is different result. See, consistency over and over again, you're going to expect the same result. So find the areas in your life where you can be more consistent. What areas are you inconsistent in? Here's task number 2. When I say we're going to apply this, we are going to apply this today. Let's go. Here's a task. Take out your calendar, the same calendar you should have just did the last thing asked to, but if you did or you didn't, once again, up to you. Pick the time of day 30 minutes after you wake up again to type in your calendar, I am the best, and insert the best that you are. I'm the best CEO. I'm the best vice president. I'm the best salesperson. I'm the best mom. I'm the best dad. I'm the best son. I'm the best daughter. And look at it every day for 30 days. That consistency, you're going to see a growth and change where you go from 90% efficiency to 120%. Shout out to the 120% conference. Third principle, applied knowledge. Knowledge is only power when you apply it. How many of you have learned so many things in your life that you never got a chance to apply? I know calculus. I haven't used it since college. But when you apply it, it becomes power. If I apply that calculus and trigonometry into, we would say, maybe chemical engineering, see, it would become power. But because I have the information and don't use it, it's not power. See, the key to success and failure is we become what we think about. Last principle, will. Do you want to excel at your job? Do you want to go to places in your company, in your community? Do you want to get rich? All you got to do is plant the seed in your mind and work steadily towards that goal. See, that's how your skill increases. You've got to push yourself to that will to get there. Think about your goal in a relaxed, positive way. Picture yourself in your mind's eye as having already achieved this goal. See yourself doing the things you will be doing when you have reached your goal. It's just that simple. A lot of times we're not thinking about it, but we are a direct reflection of what we think about. A direct reflection. So what you think about on a regular basis is who you are. So here's some action steps. Those are the 4 principles to get started. Here's some action steps. Everybody can see the screen. For a mindset shift, for a paradigm adjustment, I know people like to call it to take a 360. Well, I found out that doing a 360, you just go around in a circle. You're going to do it in a 180. Because you got to turn your back to the way that you used to think. You've got to turn your mind and thought process away from the way that you used to think, the way that you used to see yourself. Whenever you realize yourself and you hear yourself, whether you say it out loud or say it to yourself, whether you hear someone else say good or bad or a rude thing, distinction replaces with it, does it serve you? Do you allow it to come into you? Say to yourself, I know I have unlimited potential. Say it as many times as you need to. Say it as often as you need to. Read that affirmation I just told you to put down. Because in many aspects of your life, the first step is self-awareness in your mind to know who you are. Action step number 1. Understand we literally become what we think about. As you sow, so shall you reap. That's a very basic principle. Something that I learned in agriculture. The ground doesn't matter what you planted. It doesn't matter what seed you put in there. If the land is fertile, it's going to give you back fertility. Example I like to use, you plant, corn, and you plant something called nightshade. It's a deadly poison. You plant both of those in the same fertile ground, the ground is going to give you both back in abundance, right? Just like the mind. What you put in the mind, it's going to give back to you in abundance. So if you continue to put poison and negativity and continue to talk bad about yourself or put negative thoughts, I can't be CEO of this company. I can't run my own business. I'm not a good father. I'm not a good mother. When you continue to plant that seed in your fertile ground that's good, that you call the mind, you're just setting yourself up for failure. Because the phrase doesn't say, if you sow good seed, you will reap, or sow bad seed, you will reap. If you sow a seed, you shall reap. Think about what seed you want to sow. I just gave you some seeds. And like I said, some of y'all are going to do what I just told you to do about putting the affirmations in 30 minutes in the calendar. Some of you aren't. But you're going to see the results of doing either. Keep that in mind. Number 2, realize your limitations are solely under your control and the possibilities are beyond belief. See, you don't understand that the great architect is giving you an opportunity to write the dash. And I know you're thinking, what is the dash? When you go to the cemetery, there's 2 numbers that's on the headstone all the time: when somebody was born and when they passed away. And then there's a dash in the middle, right? See, the great architect gave you an opportunity to write that dash. So you get 2 things when you wake up every day: a choice and a chance. That's it. Those are the 2 things that you get every morning. Because I learned that they say you have a choice, but if somebody presents you with 2 options, you don't really have a choice. You have an either or. It's politely called an ultimatum. But see, when you wake up in the morning, you have a choice. You're free to do what you want to do. Do you choose victory or defeat? And you got a chance to make it right every day. You got to realize your limitations that you put on yourself and get it under control, especially with your emotions. Whew. Number 3, having the courage to think positively about your own problem and set your mind on your goal and allow your mind to find that all possible angles, solutions to your success. See, what happens is that oftentimes we don't have the courage to step up and think positively about a negative situation. An example, I was talking to a gentleman the other day, and he got diagnosed with cancer. And my first instinct was, with cancer, man, that's going to be tough, right? This man told me, he said, when I first got diagnosed with cancer, I wasn't even bothered. I was actually excited because I'm going to be a testimony of change for somebody. And I told him, I said, man, you really couldn't have felt that way. This is like a terminal illness. There's no cure for what you have. He said, there didn't have to be a cure for what I have because I'm the cure for somebody else. That was powerful to me. This is a man that's going to die from cancer. And he said, it's not about the cancer. This is purpose. I'm going to be the cure for someone else. And see, we don't think positive about our situations. We think, oh, woe is me. We don't look at all the possible solutions. See, we have a great mind. See, our mind creates. We are creators by nature. And if a problem happens, there's always an answer because that's the balance. Good and evil. There's balance in life. Everything bad everything has something good. And see, you don't think positively about your problems. You don't think positively about your situations. You don't put enough oomph, enough fuel towards solving the problem. You put more fuel into identifying the problem and harping on it. And we all have done it. Number 4, no matter your present job, circumstance, or business, if you're willing to pay the price, you will get the success that you have. See, a lot of you aren't willing to pay the price. A lot of you aren't willing to sacrifice something. You're complacent. The complacency is going to hold you back from the purpose and success that you truly need. So this is what we're going to do. I said it to you earlier. Take out a piece of paper. Take out that same piece of paper, notebook, notepad. I said we've lost some people. Set yourself a definite goal. What you want to achieve in the next 90 days, 60 days, 30 days. What do you want to achieve today? How often do we go the night before and try to plan for the next day? And when we do, the next day doesn't go according to schedule. But does it add to your goal? A lot of times we won't set definite goals. We won't put dates on them. We won't put time frames on them. We won't put deadlines on them. But people put deadlines on you all the time. They do at work. Your children put deadlines on you. I know I'm a father of 5, 4 girls and a son. And often for all my parents out there, I know you've dealt with this, and anybody that's not a parent that's dealt with a niece or a nephew, they give you those last minute tasks. I need poster board for this. I got a field trip. I need so much money for this. I need it by this time. They set a definite goal for you, and we frantically try to achieve that to make them happy. But do you set those goals for yourself and do the same way? Number 2, quit running yourself into the ground. A lot of us are running around, beating ourselves up, tearing ourselves down, destroying ourselves for the success that's not their own. It's okay to have a job. It's okay to be an entrepreneur. It's okay to be a stay-at-home parent. And you have to be comfortable with that. Stop running yourself into the ground to please other people, neighbors, parents, co-workers, children. So you got to take this time for yourself. See, there's one thing that I always do on a daily basis that I learned from a shaman teacher overseas. He said, every day you should take 25 deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth in a seated position upright, because we really don't breathe. We're just doing a natural function. But when you do that, you actually feel the CO2 and filling up your lungs, and you will feel different. And so I tried it. I encourage you to try it. This is one of those things of meditation that I teach. 25 deep breaths in and out. Don't care how long it takes. You take a deep enough breath to fill up your lungs, and then you exhale slowly. Do that 25 times. At about 2021, you're going to feel a tingle in your body. That's oxygen actually really coming into your body, not just the natural function of breathing. I encourage you to try it. You all have my email addresses. Send me a message and tell me what you thought. Next, stop thinking about all the reasons you can't have success in whatever area you're struggling with, and think about the reasons why you can. Again, it goes to mindset. We're so negative in thinking about losing something or how it has devastated us that we don't think about the positives. I spent the majority of my teenage years and my early 20s doing this because when I was 10 years old, my mother was killed in a car accident. Me and my father were driving behind her, and she got into a car accident and she died on the spot, right? I refused to believe that she was dead, went home, talked to my sister. My sister's like, no, mom's not home yet. Long story short, me and my father were out. I decided to get on the payphone, call my sister, see what was going on. The Kentucky sheriff answered the phone and told me I needed to get home immediately. So as a 10-year-old boy coming out of school, watching his mother's car plow into another vehicle and die instantly, that was difficult for my mind. And in my mind, all I thought was negative. You took my mom, God. I don't have to do nothing you say. I don't live my life for you. You took the one woman that was incredible to me. And on top of that, me and my sister, we had different fathers. So of course the state separated us, wouldn't allow my father to take her. She had to go to her next of kin because her father had passed away already. So she didn't have my father to rely on, or her father, because he had passed away already. Detrimental. And I let all those reasons hold back my success. I should have been doing this at 23. So stop thinking about the reasons why you can't be successful. Start thinking about why you can. Which leads into the next point. Trace your attitudes back to your childhood and discover where you first got the idea you can be successful at something. See, I did that. I started at 10 years old because I lost my faith. I did not believe that the great architect had something great for me because he took my mom at 10 years old. Became a hard life. My teenage years, I went from, actually, I stayed a straight A student, but I went from a straight A student, with a bit of talking problem and an attitude to being a juvenile delinquent. Spending some time with a criminal record, having serious charges on me. I'll be transparent, almost killed a man. I was blessed that he survived, because I probably wouldn't be talking to you today had he not. And I still, even at that time, didn't recognize the purpose that God had for me. If we don't trace our attitudes back to our childhood where it started, whatever trauma happened then or whatever great thing happened in life, it dictates, your attitude currently. And you got to fix it from there. Stop making the excuse, my mom didn't do this, my mom didn't do that, my dad didn't do this, he wasn't there, we got evicted. It doesn't matter. Those are all just circumstances to remind you that you're human, because we all go through it. Trace it all the way back. Change the description of yourself by writing down the person you would like to be. Ooh, that's a powerful one. I want to see how many people are going to do that. Change the description of yourself by writing down the person you want to be, because many of us want to be somebody different. We don't have to be somebody different. We could be a better version of ourselves. Write that down. And then act the part of the person you've decided to become. See, that's going to unlock your subconscious mind and for you to walk in power and know your voice. That simple. It's really that simple, but most people won't do it, and that's the problem. Change the description of yourself by writing it down. Write down the person you will want to be or want to be like, and then act the part. Ooh. I wonder who's going to do that. Who's going to unlock that mindset? Who's going to have that mindset shift that is necessary for their success? Quick recap. Your voice is critical to your growth. Telling people about your experiences gives the opportunity to seek and fulfill your purpose. Everybody has a voice. Everybody has a story. Everybody has something of inspiration that could change a life. You're doing a disservice to yourself and to those people that need to hear what you have to say about the pain or the pleasure that you've endured. Your power gives you the courage to move by faith. It's the bridge that leads to successes unknown. Having that power, having that strength, having that belief, having that faith and desire to be successful with tangible, recordable things that you can track for your success. And lastly, your mind is the control you have on achieving your goals. It creates what you think about. You are what you think. The more you think positively, the more positive you become. I've been known to be somebody that smiles in almost every picture. And it was like, you just cannot be this happy every day. I said, yes, I can. I choose to. Obstacles are only blips in time to remind me that I'm human. And that's what they are for you. Because everybody has blips, obstacles to overcome. But see, you've got to be the one to have the mindset to make it a success. So, what have we discovered today? Between voice, power, and mindset, a healthy relationship with yourself is sustainable because it's all about what you think. It's changing your mind, having the power and the courage to change your mind for the best result. How to have an amazing relationship with your family and all the people around you. Your voice, your power, your mind. See, when you write down who you want to be and you see yourself in that light, others will too, which means that a relationship is going to build. Your family is going to see that glow or that change. You ever notice when a woman is pregnant and she just has a glow about her? It's because she's bringing forth something precious that has purpose, something that beat out a million of their brothers and sisters to be here because they had a purpose. Now, how to have a profitable relationship with your money and realize that it's not a relationship. Money has no feelings. Notice everything that I talked about today and other people talk about with voice, power, and mindset has less to do with money. So your relationship with money is that it can be made. I learned something from a great man once. He said that we don't really make money. The only people that make money work in a mint. We earn money by giving a good service or product. So if we go from the mindset of that we make money because we don't, we earn it, that makes the relationship profitable with money. You see it as a tool and not a necessity. And that's how you make more of it come to you. All with those applicable steps for changing your mindset. So I thank you for listening to this power today, hearing my voice to unlock your mind. So if you would, take some time, put in the chat an aha discovery moment. Between all the coaches that you've heard today, put in the chat something that just stands out to you. Something that you took away from this that was like, wow, I can really see how to unlock my purpose in my mind. Put it in the chat for everybody to see. And while we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and hop into some questions. Let me ask you a question. Will you invest in you? Do you want the mindset map to live life on purpose? Do you want to build better relationships with your family and others? Did this free mastermind class bring you any value? If so, invest in you. I see you, Craig Rogers, positive mindset. Questions are just as important as answers. Aaliyah, that is powerful. That comes from being an effective listener too. An effective listener. But will you invest in you? There's a few more people on this call. Anybody else going to chime in? If not, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. Will you invest in you? The 90-day paradigm shift, the MAP accelerator. These are some things that come with the package to really change your mindset. Because I learned a long time ago, I still give away free content, but I realized that people that pay, they pay attention. Everybody familiar with the DISC assessment? Unlocking your superpower, your super ingredient. 12-week group coaching session with myself, King, Kelly, and some other coaches is in there. I mean, that alone is, man, $1,400 a coach. So you're looking at $2,800. I need to update this slide. One-on-one coaching session monthly. Free learning and reflection resources. Free access to master classes pre-recorded that you can watch at your leisure. The MasterMind group. It's over $8,000 worth of stuff that I'm going to give to you today for a little under $500 a month. Now, I'm not somebody that does a hard sell, but will you invest in you? Will you take the time to change you? And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the link in the chat for you if you want to go ahead and sign up. If not, I'm going to give you an opportunity. In addition, anybody that signs up with me for a one-on-one coffee meeting, I'm going to put that in the chat as well. Actually, you're going to see that in one of the slides. You'll get the DISC assessment for free. The $2,000 value worth of information you're going to get for free with a full report. It's about 22 pages. And it's going to give you not only what you know about yourself, but also how to communicate with others and unlock why you do what you do. Now, here's a new session that I have dropped in here. It's called Ask the Coach. But before I do that, I'm going to go in, book your calls. We thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you taking some time out of your workday to unlock your own mind and your own mindset. So book a call with us now. We'll put the Calendly info inside the chat as well. It's a free 30-minute consult, and anybody that signs up for their 30 minutes, I'm going to give you that $2,000 value for the DISC assessment for free. It's a powerful tool. And with that being said, we're going to go back one to Ask the Coach. So I'm going to stop my screen sharing, and I'm going to open up the floor. You can come off mute now. And I have quite a few coaches on the line with us now. You have an opportunity to get a question or a few answered. So everybody can come off mute. And if you have any questions for us from a coaching perspective, whether the program, what you've learned today, even if you just had a comment about what we talked about today, come off mute and talk. We'd love to hear from you. But if not, you have attended the Mindset Accelerator program, the initial start for the MAP program. I want to thank King for coming on and having some incredible power on the call. Coach Kelly for coming in and explaining about the voice. Got to give a shout out to C. Morgan. Well, I know she's an extremely busy woman, chimed in with some great feedback and some praise. She's an incredible coach. On behalf of B Game Coaching, Thank you for joining us today. I look forward to meeting you in one of the coffee meetings and getting this program to that next level, getting you to the next level, and exercising your 120% of your effort. You have an incredible day. I thank you. And look like anybody has any questions. So we're going to sign off. I appreciate you. Much love to you. God bless you. Love you. Good night.